Hey guys, and welcome to this quick free two-part training on conversion strategy. How do you get more and more people that come to your website to take the next step, to actually generate leads for your business and generate profit ultimately? And that's what I want to deal with in this two-part series. So what I want to do is give you a lot of tips and tricks that we use in the industry to get instant success, things that you can implement today on your website that will drive up the conversion percentage of the people that come to your website that take that next step. So without further ado, let's get stuck in. Alright, so what is conversion? Well, conversion rates are the percentage of prospective customers who take a specific action that you want them to take. For example, the following are specific conversion rates that you may want to track on your website. The percentage of website visitors who maybe fill out a form, who call your company, donate if you're a non-profit, or purchase something from you online on the website. Okay, so there's two essential considerations when it comes to thinking about conversion on your website. The first of which is to identify the conversions. And believe it or not, a lot of businesses forget about this. They think, well, people will contact us, or there's all the products laid out on the website. People are bound to sort that out themselves and work it out themselves. It doesn't always work that way. In reviewing hundreds of different websites across tens of different industries and niches, it's become pretty clear as we look at the analytics for all those different websites that it's really important that you identify your conversions, and that will become a little bit more clear later as I discuss creating a hierarchy of conversions for your website. So that's step one, identify the actual conversions that you want to elicit from the people visiting your website. The second step then is to implement fulfillment mechanics. And again, I'll explain what fulfillment mechanics are in a little minute. But in the simplest form, it really just means giving people what they expect from your website. And that is super bloody important, by the way. Okay, so how do we identify conversions on a website? So you've built your website, or you're in the process of building your website. Maybe you're about to start building your website, in which case this is the perfect time to start thinking about conversion. But your conversions could be made up of one or multiple different types and styles of conversion. And again, like I just mentioned, there may be a hierarchy of conversions. So you may, for instance, depending on your website, you may want people to check out, to purchase the product. You might want people to subscribe to your newsletter or email marketing list. You may want people to book a consultation, access online training or a webinar or something like that, watch a video, or you might have a different conversion. So it's up to yourself. You've got to sit down with your strategy and think about it, and look at your business and your website and think about, what are my conversions? So when you identify your conversions, it's really important to recognize there is a fragile balance between having multiple conversions on a web page and ultimately then the potential for creating confusion in the user. And that's the last thing you want, is this word called friction. And when it comes to marketing and online marketing specifically, friction is the very last thing you want to create when people land on your website. So it's related to any endeavor in marketing, right? Just think about the disservice to your prospects that this creates, as well as to your bottom line. If you create friction on your website, what it does is it creates cognitive dissonance in somebody's mind. So when they land on your website, and maybe it's not logically laid out, maybe they don't know where to go next, maybe the imagery doesn't represent your brand, maybe the story of the product or services that you're offering is just incongruent with other information on your website. There's all these different factors that come into a user experience, what people experience when they're on your website, that ultimately lead to less or more friction in the process. And the more friction you have on the website, the lower your conversion rates. So friction is the nemesis of conversion. Always remember that when you're looking at how to lay out your website. Plus, it's also important to recognize the integral part that UX, or user experience, and UI, user interface, play in conversion. How they interplay with one another, complement one another, and ultimately a good user experience and a good user interface are going to reduce friction significantly, and therefore ultimately rise your conversion rates. And again, that's super bloody important. Okay, some practical examples so you can see what I mean when it comes to a good conversion strategy versus a bad conversion strategy, and the different elements that feed in to each of those. So first of all, we'll cut over to Evernote. It's a note-taking app. I'm sure you've probably heard of it, and I'll show you why it's such a good, well laid out website, and why the conversion strategy is so well implemented. Alright, so when you get onto Evernote, first thing that happens is, if you're a first-time visitor, you get this little pop-up, and it's just a simple statement that says, where teams stay ahead. Stay on top of projects with spaces in Evernote Business, automatically displayed updates, etc., etc. A little image, and start free trial button there. Now, if I'm not ready to start a free trial, I want to learn more about this app, what I'll do is I'll close out of that, and I'll go to the website. Now, what you'll notice first of all is the website is super minimalist. It's white background, black text. This is on a big screen in my office here, so it's quite sprawled out, whereas on a normal screen it would be much more condensed and kind of normal looking. But the principle is, when somebody lands on your website here, you've got your logo at the top left, and what happens is, when somebody lands on a website, this is worth knowing at the outset. People land on a website, they look at the top left, they scan across to the right, then diagonally down, and then across again. And that's the way we digest information, particularly in the Western world. It's slightly different in different cultures, but that's what we want to focus on here. That's the way this website is laid out, and probably the way your website is going to be laid out as well. So people see the logo, they see this little menu system that's kind of minor, it's not really prominent, but it's there, it's navigation to help people get around the website, part of the user interface. They go across here and they can log in if they're a member, and then there's a Try Evernote Business button there. That's a call to action button, and we'll talk about call to actions later a little bit more, but Try Evernote Business. So if I'm a business user, I know exactly where I need to go on this website. I'm going to click that and see a bit more about business use. If I'm not a business user, my eye is automatically drawn down to the statement, meet Evernote, your anywhere access notepad, etc., etc. Then again over to the right. Now what I see here is two options for sign up. We can sign up, both of them say free. So we can sign up free with Google. So if I'm a Google member, I click that, and that will automatically push all my information from Google into the Evernote system, seamlessly integrated, makes sign up a breeze, very quick. If maybe I'm not a fan of Google, I don't have a Google account, I can just enter the usual email, password, sign up with a free premium trial. So a very potent call to action there, free premium trial. And it's an action, so it's sign up with a free premium trial, or you can start with Evernote Basic, and so that's actually a new button. I was looking at this website the other day and it wasn't there, so that's interesting to see. But you'll see that the prominent button here, the most bold button, the one that they're focused on, is sign up with a free premium trial. So if you're a business, you're going to click here, you're going to read a little bit more, and then you've got different options for sign up, but the call to action is really giving you the same thing. You either sign up with Google or sign up for a free trial with your email. If you're not ready, you scroll down the page, and so it says here, remember everything. Image to the left, text to the right. A little bit more of an explanation. Create your free account. Further on down, work smarter. Create your free account. Bring it all together. Learn about Evernote Business. Millions of people rely on Evernote. Social proof, that's showing that other people, just like you potentially, use and enjoy this particular app. And then what it's trying to do is reduce friction to the process, so it follows up with more call to action buttons. Sign up with a free premium trial, start with Evernote Basic. If you're still not ready to proceed with what their defined conversion is, sign up for a free trial, then you might go down, you might want to read some more. So we may go into a blog post, one of these tips and resources. Now I'm banking on this a little bit, but I'm guessing when I click one of these links, when we go to the page, there will be other call to actions, either in the header or throughout the text, and then right at the bottom of the article there's bound to be another call to action, so that when people read that information and they've sort of digested it all, there's a logical next step. So let's see if that kind of bears out. Okay, so we've got a new tab at the top, which is sign up in the menu. That wasn't there before. We've still got the Evernote Business button there, which is obviously the prominent one. As you scroll down then, we've got different elements of just information about the app. Welcome to Spaces, addressing information overload, preserving institutional knowledge, etc., etc. There's a lot of little links throughout the text here in green. And then when you get to the bottom, bingo, right. So we've got here, the very last paragraph of text has a text link. It says free 30-day trial. That will link over and allow people to sign up. So a lot of people forget that calls to action and conversion mechanics can be part of text. It can just be a text link, free 30-day trial, that when people are reading the text they see, and it's there within easy reach for them to click and ultimately go through the sign up process. If people miss that or for some reason don't click that, we've got it at the bottom. Evernote Business, all your teams work in one place. Start free trial. Very, very simple, but a logical next step to the process, okay? So that's just a quick synopsis of all different factors within the Evernote website which are geared for conversion. You've got the minimalist layout, you've got the logical calls to action, you've got things placed in certain areas which again are logical for the user when they land on a website, that match in with the psychology of people, with the way people digest information, and then there's easy, simple steps to sign up. Now, I won't take you through the sign up process, but try it yourselves if you're not already a member. It's super simple, okay? And that super simple sign up part, super simple sign up, that should be a term I should trademark or something, but that is the fulfillment mechanic, allowing people to easily access this app that they're trying to sell, okay? So that is Evernote. For now, we'll bounce back in. I'll show you a bad example of conversion. Okay, so the bad example, I'm going to be a bit mean, a bit picky here. I just happen to be looking for marketing companies back where I'm from in Northern Ireland, and I came across this website, exodusdigitalmarketing.co.uk. An incredibly long domain name. For a start, that's probably not a good idea, but let's click through and I'll show you why I feel it's not a very well laid out or high conversion type of website. Let's see. Okay, so Exodus Digital Marketing. First things first, stylistically it's actually quite similar to Evernote. You'll notice it's minimalist, white background, black text. The real difference, and this is why it's quite useful to show you, that aesthetically it's similar, but functionally, and as you get further into it, the real details of it are very much not up to par in terms of when it comes to when you compare it to Evernote. So what we have is a statement at the top, and then these little boxes, which first of all don't line up. There's a lot of text here in the central area, which is quite confusing, and none of it is really to do with kind of the services or what you get if you sign up. And that is one of the main mistakes here, is that you don't know what you're getting from this company. Digital marketing, that's fine, but why would we want to take another step with this company? So we've got journey analysis here, which is fine, that all makes kind of sense. Conversion optimization, which, well, that's what we're here for. And then pay per click, so advertising, driving traffic and so on. And then you've got down the page, you've got ready to grow your business with digital marketing. Yes, I'm ready to learn more. That's okay. That's a decent next step. However, here are the problems with the page. Do you remember when we looked at Evernote? We had the logo at the left, the calls to action, the main ones to the right, up in the header at the top. Well, here you've got something similar, except there's a big register button here. Now, register to me would be if it was an app or an event, or sign up for some free training or something like that, a webinar or whatever. Register with an online marketing or digital marketing company doesn't make sense to me, because I don't want to sign up for something right now. I want to learn more about this company, learn why they would benefit me and so on. So there's a big register button with a key on it. Now, to me, again, that kind of screams alarm bells. I don't want to register for anything right now. I just want to learn a bit more. I want to find out about the services. I'm in the market for digital marketing. I don't want to register, like hand over details or anything like that. Now, if I click that, it comes up with a sign up form. They're not telling me what I'm signing up for. Am I beholden to them? Do I have to pay across some money? What is this for? Now, probably what it is You sign up as a lead generation tool and they get in touch with you and then you start a conversation. But this is a very confused messaging. Sign up for what? I don't know what I'm signing up for. Therefore, I'm not going to sign up. So when we scroll on down the page, there's other information here. Social media, SEO, content marketing. It's kind of like a continuation of what was up the page, but it's broken up with this call to action, which should really follow the 6 boxes. And B, there's so much text here. It's so cluttered and confused again in its messaging. I can't figure out where to go next, okay? So then what happens is I go down to the bottom of the page, and it's the footer of the website is like this thing here. It's like a website within a website. There's links which match a little bit of what's up top, but you're missing the previous work tab. And then there's a sign up here, which is for digital marketing tips. Now this company is trying to sell services, and really it's fine to have a sign up box for a newsletter. You know, we'll get in touch with you and so on, and that's all good, that's fine. But it doesn't seem to be congruent with the messaging on the website. Digital marketing tips. Well, I'm here to see if I can employ a digital marketing company to do some work for me. I don't really want tips right now. So I don't think that that's a particularly strong message or strong call to action conversion strategy right there. Also, if I visit this website on a Mac, this element down here is all broken. It kind of flickers around the screen and it doesn't really work, which again isn't great in terms of user experience. Another thing I want to just point out on this website, if you click through, you want to learn a bit more, you go to the About page. We have this page that scrolls down. There's no real calls to action here. Nothing that says take the next step or get a free consultation or free download for something of value. There's nothing really there that does that. It's got different services, which is fine. You can get a free estimate. Yes is not the best call to action either, and I'll talk a little bit more about calls to action in a moment. But yes is not what you want to be using as a call to action for a start. Let's get started. Let's see what happens here. It's time to be successful. That's all fine. Yes is not a good call to action. Let me just see. You can log in with LinkedIn. Let's see what else is on here. Okay, so if we go through the services tab, this is again another mistake. So the only calls to action on this page are related to what's next. You'll see here what's next. Okay, so you might be asking that question, what is the next step? And that's all okay. But the problem is when I click what's next, it's a PDF download. So it downloads this PDF. It gives it to me. Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit. Gives the PDF to me. There's a number to call here. There's email us, which should be a hyperlink. Anytime you say email us, make sure that is hyperlinked for people to actually email you on a website. The other problem with this in terms of conversion is you see these steps. There's like 12 steps. Nobody wants to take 12 steps in a process. If you laid it out in 3 or 4 steps, people would be like, oh, that's pretty simple. To create a 12-step process, your order will be received by our head office. Well, I'm not ready to place an order. I haven't even spoken to anybody. I'm not going to do that. Excuse me. Too many steps, too confused in the messaging. You're already in step 1 talking about ordering from us. I don't want to order yet. And that's a big mistake. Assuming that somebody wants to order from you is too pushy from a sales perspective. As you go down the page then, right at the very bottom, there's a decent call to action. Got a question? Please call us on this number or email us. And there is a hyperlink there. So that's sort of okay. The rest of it is a bit of a mess, and that's not what you want to do. When you create a website, you do want to lay out step-by-step processes so people know exactly what they can get at each stage. But a 12-step process is absolute overkill. It's going to create more friction to the process, like we talked about at the start, and ultimately is going to lead to a very, very poor conversion rate. So there's a lot of stuff on that website which simply isn't doing it right. Some things are okay and some things are working, but it needs a lot of attention. And hopefully you can see the difference there between Evernote and this website. And stylistically them being quite similar, but functionally speaking, this one's a mess. Evernote has it right. Simple, concise, logical. All right, that's what's going to help your conversion rate go through the roof. Alright guys, so that's the end of part 1. In part 2, what I want to talk about are fulfillment mechanics and some of the other really potent tips that you can implement on your website today to get massive conversion rates. So hopefully that was of help. If you liked the video, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I can keep you posted with all this good stuff as I release it. And you can learn more and more about how to create conversions, optimize your websites, and really start succeeding online. This is such a huge thing these days. I think so many businesses miss out on it. They don't understand the strategy and the psychology of what goes into a website or a successful website. And I want to help get you there. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. Ask any questions below the video. I'll get right back to you. For now, hopefully that was of help. Make sure you like the video again. And I'll see you in part 2.